Hey everybody, we're back live today at the Princeton house. Came here to do a winterization. I'm going to go do a step-by-step instructional video on how to do a dry winterization. So we're in the basement. Conditions have improved here. As you can see, it's no longer raining in the basement, so that's a good thing. Helps us do the winterization easier and less chance of getting electrocuted. Alright, so the first thing we came here to do, take a picture of the water meter, just get the serial numbers and all. Zip tie the main in the off position. You do your visible inspection of the water heater and the heater, so you can document the condition of it. Also, if you see any exposed copper pipes, look for them and figure out which one's leaking. Obviously, we got something leaking because of what happened in the basement. What we're doing now, we got a hose hooked up to the water heater, which is pumping into the bucket, connected to a pump, which is pumping the water out of the house through this hose. You drain the water heater out, so that's how you do that. I got this extra long hose for basements that are long like this, that don't have a working sump pump. I show the water coming out of the hose back here. You see the water draining out the hose. Next step we're going to do is we're going to make sure all the faucets are turned on. This way we can force all the water out of all the sinks in the property and turn off all the toilets so no water runs back up into them. Once that's complete, what I like to do is hook my compressor up to the laundry lines and start blowing all the water out through all the open sinks, and it helps get the water out of the water heater faster. So we got Jalissa, she's going to be up here turning all the faucets on to make sure all the toilets are turned off. Everything here is on, so we're good. I'm gonna get the compressor hooked up now and start blowing the lines. Alright, I got my compressor set up, hooked up to the laundry lines. I have two of them. I recommend using these if you're gonna have multiple washer lines to blow. It's easier. And then when you gotta do just one single, you got switches here to control each hose, turn it on and off. So I'm going to turn it on now. Well, that's how you see forcing it out. While this is being done, we are going to go start pumping out any water from the toilets, because that's necessary so we don't get any freeze damage in the toilets. So we'll pump all that water out before we add antifreeze. Also, if any toilets got to get cleaned, that's also part of doing the winterization. Can't have poop in the toilet when you're winterizing it. These ones are pretty good. You hear the water coming out. That's blowing everything out. That's why I like to have the compressor hooked up right from the start. So I'm going to be back with some more stuff when we start pumping out toilets and add in the antifreeze, which would be next step. Alright, we just finished pumping out the last toilet. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start adding antifreeze to the traps. As you can see, pour the antifreeze into the drains. You gotta go around the house and do every single drain in the house. Every single trap. Get antifreeze in it. I'm gonna need the other one for the toilet. I'm gonna start doing the toilet now. You see, there's no more water in the toilet. Toilets are completely emptied out. I'm gonna fill these. Oh shit! I'm gonna fill these up with the antifreeze. Say you want it about there for every toilet in the house, and then you want to put it in the tank as well. Same thing. Make sure you cover that right there. Should be good. Alright, I'm going to go check on the water heater, see if it's drained. If so, we will take the hose off the heater and we will start blowing the rest of the lines around the property. Water heater is finally drained. We're lines out, starting with the water heater. We're going to do 2 outside faucets and laundry lines. We're going to blow them at 35 psi, which this specific client requires. So I'm going to have to get the compressor up to 35 psi and then take the picture to show the client that it is up to 35 psi. And you got to do that for every single item, every single line that you blow out. As you can see now, it's up to 35 psi like the client requires. I'm going to let the air out of this and go on to the next one. You repeat the same step for each faucet. I'll be back to start the pressure test. We just finished off blowing out all the lines. Came down here, removed the water meter, capped the water meter with plugs, and shut off all the other faucets throughout the house. Now we're set. We have the pressure test going. I like getting the pressure up to 55 psi for 20 minutes, but in this case, we already know that the dishwasher was leaking from the lines, and we found some plumbing damage. So after 5 minutes, the client requires, if the pressure does not hold, just to take the picture and show it does not hold. So that's what we're going to do with this property. Then we'll put out our winterization signs, and winterization will be complete. It's building its pressure up now. As you see, like I said, we'll get up to 55 and we'll put it on. We're finally all done this winterization here. Finished capping the lines. Submitted bids to fix the plumbing. And redo the pressure test once the plumbing repairs are made. That is it for now. Peace out. See you guys later.